Hey everyone, it's Simone Watson, and this is very different from what I usually talk about on my channel. I mostly talk about books and about writing, but today I just found out about a situation that I think the conversation around this situation should continue, but I feel like it's kind of going in the wrong direction, just from my standpoint, right? So, what I'm talking about is Aziz Ansari. So, Aziz Ansari is this actor. He recently won a Golden Globe, I guess. He's an actor, writer, does a bunch of stuff, right? And an article came out recently that says there's this woman. She is kept anonymous, but she is, for the purposes of the article, called Grace, and she describes a night in which she went to, she went on a date with Aziz Ansari, went to his apartment, and they had a sexual encounter that she feels really uncomfortable with, and um, you'd have to read it, but the way she describes it, it seems that she felt at times like there was an intense amount of pressure. She wasn't sure if she could say no to him, and she really wasn't comfortable. And so, according to both her and Aziz Ansari, she texted him the next day and said that she just really didn't feel right about what had gone on. And from the picture that I've seen of their text, he texted her back and said that he was sorry and he never meant to make her feel uncomfortable. Um, so his recent public statement says basically that it doesn't mention that he apologized, but it says he did respond to her privately. It says that they had an encounter that he felt, that seemed consensual at the time. Um, and sorry, I should have stated a trigger warning here because we're I guess we're talking about sexual assault. So I think that the world has gotten into an argument, maybe not the world, but a lot of people have gotten into an argument here about who is in the wrong and who is to blame for this situation. Um, I have a lot of thoughts on this, but one of my thoughts on this is that who is to blame out of these two people? I kind of feel like that's the wrong direction for the situation to go in, because if we go in this place of being like, well, Aziz Ansari, well, she didn't say no, and because from what we can read right in the article, it doesn't seem like she really said no in the verbal sense, for the most part, okay. And when she did, it does seem that he stopped, he slowed down, or so the question is, and what we're talking about, I'm saying sexual encounter. I don't know if that implies intercourse. This was not intercourse, though. This was there was sexual activity involved. So, the question is, if she didn't say no, if she was an active participant in some part of this encounter, does that make his actions okay? And a lot of people are like, no, that doesn't make his actions okay, and therefore he's guilty of sexual misconduct. And a lot of people are also like, well, yeah, it does make his actions okay because I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing, but because he did not get based on their communication, he did not perceive her to be saying no. So I was not there. I, of course, wasn't there. I have read both people's sides of the story. Um, and I think that I encourage you to read this article if you want to know more. But I think that we have a society that sends the wrong message to basically everyone. But let's say I think we have a society that very much sends a message to women that they are there to please men sexually, and that's like what you have to do, like that's what you're supposed to do. And I think we also have a society that sends a message to men that they are supposed to be aggressive, that they're supposed to, pursue sexual pleasure at all costs, and that like basically women are there to please them sexually. So I think that this is bad. These types of ideas that are perpetuated by our society. Um, so that's one thing. Second, I think our society, or our media in particular, gives us a weird idea of what exactly consent is. Okay? If you think about how, I believe it was Robin Thicke, right? He put out the song Blurred Lines, where he says, I know you want it, I know you want it, I know you want it, blurred lines, blah, 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 blah. And a lot of people got mad about that because they thought, isn't this song about rape? Like, I don't know. I don't know what the song's about. It did seem like, oh, blurred lines. Like, is the woman really drunk? Like, she can't see? Or is this like a blurred line between consent and non-consent? Um, but here's the thing. This is not the only song that has lyrics like that. There are a lot of songs that say things like, I know you want it, or I know you want me, or blah, blah, blah. It's like, how do you know? Did you ask this person? Like, I don't really understand this, right? This doesn't make logical sense, right? So it's people. I mean, it does make logical sense because nonverbal communication exists, but we also need to understand that nonverbal communication is not always clear, and that if you are participating in sexual activity, what you don't want is to proceed on an assumption, right? On an assumption, like you think that this person wants to do this, so you're just gonna kind of plow forward. I mean, you know, so I think that this is an important thing to note. Um, and you know, as I said, I was not there. I don't know what nonverbal cues were given. Grace seems to think that the nonverbal cues she was giving to, kind of like indicate that she was uncomfortable were being ignored by Aziz. And again, people have their different views of this, that like, well, she didn't leave or she didn't do this and that, but someone said some things on Twitter that really kind of opened my eyes, because this person was saying that sometimes if you were put in a situation, if you're put in a sexual situation and you're not comfortable, sometimes you're like, you kind of shut down. Like, I don't know if shut down is the way to describe this, but you just kind of don't say anything because you're scared, and you feel like you're in danger. And I can't actually speak to that. And so I want to learn, because I've never been in that situation. I have never been, in a situation of being about to engage in sexual activity with someone and feeling pressure or feeling like I was in danger, and just feeling like I was like gonna shut down because I was in danger. I've never been anywhere near that situation, and so I can only speak to it from the outside. And I think we do need to listen to the people that can speak to it from the place of having been there. I think we do need to listen to those people and not invalidate their experiences because we want to defend Aziz or people that have been in Aziz's position. So I feel like we should not invalidate the experiences of those that have felt uncomfortable and have shut down. It's not okay that happened. It is not okay for any person, to be so scared, in that situation that they feel like they are unable to say no. Like, that's not okay. That shouldn't be the case. But if we look at it from the standpoint of Aziz Ansari, I truly believe he did not intend to do anything wrong. And generally intentions are not the thing, right? Actions are the thing. Intentions don't matter. You don't hurt somebody and then say, I didn't mean to hurt you, because that doesn't matter. Like, you did it. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't just say, I didn't mean to, so I don't owe you an apology, right? But he did apologize to her. So, on the question of who is to blame, is Aziz to blame? Is Aziz guilty? Is he a hypocrite? Like, I don't know. I don't really know what to say, because I can kind of see both sides. But I don't think that whether it's his fault is the point. Like, right? I mean, that's kind of the point. But I think that this should be an opportunity for us to talk about this and, like, ask ourselves why. I think asking ourselves why is perhaps the most important thing. Why is it that people, especially women, okay, get into situations and feel pressured like they can't say no. Like, why is that the case ever? That's something that we should ask ourselves. And what can we do as a society to prevent that? And then on the other side, why is it that there's the other person, right, who's in this sexual encounter and does not pick up the cues that the other person is uncomfortable, or the person that proceeds thinking that there's consent when maybe it's fuzzy, maybe it's uncertain, maybe there is no yes. And one thing that has, I think, been emphasized to me through a program that came to talk about at my college called Can I Kiss You, is that the lack of a no is not the same thing as a yes. And so if you're unsure if the person is saying yes or no, you can ask, right? And a lot of people are like, no, if we ask, it's going to kill the mood. No, it's not. Ask, right? Like, I'm pretty sure it's not going to kill the mood. So, I think that is one solution, is for us to see. I'm gonna try and wrap this up, but we should not be perpetuating the idea that affirmative consent, that verbally saying yes or verbally asking someone, do you want to do blah blah blah, is unsexy and kills the mood, and that you should just like get the look, right? I think we need to stop perpetuating that idea, right? And view affirmative consent as something that is a good thing. Okay? So again, I don't know. I haven't been in this situation, and I don't have all the answers. I really want to learn more. So if you can offer a different perspective and teach me something, I'm very, very open to that. And I just want to keep this conversation going to say, like, what can we do in the future to prevent this? And I guarantee you multiple people have had similar situations to this, and we just haven't heard about it, right? So thank you so much for watching. I really want to know other people's thoughts on this. Okay, so I'll see you in my next video. Bye.